Hey guys, Gundam again. This time with a review of the 100 scale Gundam F91 from the F91 movie. And this time we're going to start by having a look at one of the runners because there's something unusual going on. As you can see, some of the parts, well actually most of these parts here, actually have two colors of plastic molded in. And it's not just painted on, it's actually molded in those two colors. When you turn it around, you can actually see that, like here with the leg, it's actually, yeah, it's almost as if they already put it together. And that's something really unusual because this is the only kit I have that does this. And as far as I know, the only other kits that do it are the mid-90s high grades of the RX-78-2, the Mach 2, and I believe that the Zeta Gundam and the Double Zeta Gundam from that same series also do that. Mind you, I did say high grade and not high grade Universal Century. Those are two different kits. So yeah, it's something rather unusual, but I can kind of understand why they stopped doing this, because it is pretty much that they just pre-assembled the kit for you in a way. And I guess somewhere down the line, Bandai realized, it's a model kit and we're already kind of assembling it, because when you look at the parts, they could just mold these, well they could have just molded the gray here as a separate runner and then have you put it together. So Bandai probably realized, yeah, it's a model kit, so it's probably not the best idea to pre-assemble the model, because then you might just as well buy an action figure. But still, it is interesting nonetheless, especially because it's such a rare feature. And here we have the F91 completely built. So for colors, we have the usual Gundam colors. We have a lot of white going on, some gray for little details, the hands. We have navy blue for the chest. We have red for also some little details, the name here, the crotch piece, also at the bottom of the feet. And then to wrap it all up, we have some really cool clear green for the eyes, the other eyes, and also the gorgeous beam shield. Now for the eyes, I do recommend using a black Gundam marker or some black paint to paint the areas that are not the eye, because of course the back is also that really nice translucent green plastic. Then, even though these colors are pretty good overall, I do have two complaints. One, of course, you'll all have noticed it, the V-fin. Completely molded in white. Come on, Bandai. You gave us this really cool feature where you have multiple colors molded on one part, but you're too cheap to give us a yellow V-fin. And this kit comes with two heads, meaning two V-fins. So you might have put in the little bit extra effort to give us a yellow V-fin and then just give us like a red sticker to put over the jewel. Yeah, it's just a bit weird when you consider all the effort put into this kit and then they just cheap out on something as basic as that. Number two, a little bit more nitpicky, but when you look inside the VSBR, it's a little bit on the white side. But now let's talk a little bit more about the stickers we get. We do get a nice amount of stickers. We had two white ones here for the top of the hands. Unfortunately, as always with the F91 stickers, they really don't like when you put a sticker on a surface that's either bent or a little bit on the curvy side. So by the end of this review, they will probably have peeled off. Same goes for these really cool blue ones here on the VSBRs. When I grab this guy, these barrels really, they had completely peeled off. So just like the hands, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this review, those stickers, well, those tips here on the barrel will have come incredibly loose. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Other stickers we get a lot of triangles, a lot of yellow ones, and also some orange ones. We get two on the kneecaps, two on the back of the legs, one on each of the shield generators, two on the side skirts, and then we get four orange ones on the ankle armor. And we're not just done yet. We've also got 4 more stickers, which I haven't used, but yeah, these thrusters are supposed to be black, so putting a few small stickers on there aren't going to make them look any better at all unless you simply paint them black. And when you're painting them black, yeah, you might just paint the orange on it while you're at it. Then, as with all the F91 kits, we also get some really nice water slide decals. Something that's really cool is they give you an extra F91 decal. And I can only guess that Bandai included this for the more casual model builders who like to either paint them or spray paint them or airbrush them, so they can paint over it and then just apply the decal. Just a really cool thing Bandai did, really considerate of the normal model kit builders. And we also get, of course, the usual ones. Caution, watch out, that part moves. Please do not put your head inside the thruster, it might just get burned off. Also some rather weird one. Caution, leg armor unit. Yeah, if you need a sticker telling you that this is a leg armor unit, you might need some glasses, or you might just need your head checked. Providing that it hasn't been burned off by a thruster already, if you're that stupid. But yeah, moving on, we have articulation. Head goes up, down. It's on a peg, so that's all it will do. We'll also rotate around all the way. Yeah, come on, don't make me a liar now. There we go. The arms rotate around all the way. Bend at the elbow, 90 degrees. Go up about that far. It's a little bit on the loose side though. Rotates around above the elbow, and the hands are as usual on ball joints, so they will wiggle around, turn around, and do everything a ball joint does. Then we've got the hands. These are kind of like the wing hands, the G Gundam hands, and the Gundam X hands, just a little bit more older. We have the bottom 3 fingers molded together, then the trigger finger is separate, and the thumb isn't going anywhere. And they are as usual on hinges. The waist goes around all the way, like so, and also has a little bit backwards. Well, it kind of goes forwards, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that or if it's just a model that's a little bit loose, because yeah, it just seems to jitter a bit backwards and forwards rather than actually go forwards and stay in that position. So yeah, make of that whatever you want. Also got a lot of movement on these VSBRs. As you saw, it sometimes tends to fall out a little bit. We also have the handle that moves out. They go forwards on a cool track, and I kind of wasn't expecting that for a kit this old. And we're not done just yet. There's also a sliding thing here, so it also rotates left and right, giving these VSBRs a lot of movement. And I gotta say, I was really surprised with them. And yeah, you can point them pretty much anywhere you'd want them, or as much as you'd expect. So that's some really cool designing going on. And I was really surprised for a kid of this age to have the VSBRs be so articulate. Front skirts are as always molded separately. Or no, not as always. We're talking about the F91s here. Side skirts go up really far, like that. Legs go out also considerably far. Then forwards about that far. Backwards about that far. Then, oh yeah, they're on ball joints, so they also rotate a little bit like so. The knees, really surprising. They're double jointed, and they bend all the way like that. For an F91 kit, that's really significant without any modification. But yeah, it wouldn't be an F91 kit without some problems going on with the knee. The thing is, the bottom joint is significantly looser than the top joint, so when you're trying to put the leg back, yeah, you will have to fight a little bit with that top joint because, like I said, it is significantly stiffer than the lower joint. Then a little bit of a gimmick on the legs. This slides open, this opens up, and then there's one more that's kind of hard to get to. So we're just going to use the other accessories, which that doesn't work either. I gotta find something. Oh, model knife. That fixes everything. There we go. So now we have some extra thrusters on the legs, and just like with the VSBR, that's a really cool feature I wasn't really expecting for a kid of this age. I've seen a lot worse, even on more modern kits. Then the foot forwards, backwards, a little bit side to side, and of course the ankle armor moves a little bit. But the most impressive is, look at that! We have some inner mechanics on an old F91 kit, and this is actually moving. It's jointed all the way up there with a little hinge. So I was incredibly impressed when I saw that. Really. As far as articulation goes, this is by far the best old F91 kit around. I was really surprised. I gotta say, Bandai really went all out when they made this guy. It's the main mobile suit, and it even shows in the model kit. So as far as articulation, this is really very acceptable. For an old kit, no, I would say for an old kit, this is very, very impressive. Moving on to the accessories, and will they be just as nice as the articulation? Eek! Starting off with the one that was the biggest disappointment, the biggest disappointment, the beam launcher. Or as you could also call it, the beam bazooka. Yeah, you can immediately see the problem with this thing. We have a non-movable handle, and we have a giant E-pack placed at the most inconvenient place imaginable. So you can already tell how this is going to go. He can't hold on to it over the shoulder in the slightest. And even below the shoulder presents us with a few problems, because we have those VSBRs. Come on, hold it, hold it. You know you want to. Yeah, as you can see now, the VSBR is a little bit in the way of the thruster, so even if he's using his beam bazooka or beam launcher, he's going to fry his VSBRs. And yeah, really a bit disappointment. I am really a bit disappointed also with my ability to speak right now. But yeah, I was expecting this to be a really cool feature, and man, what is up with the sounds outside? It's quite busy outside, I have to say. Yeah, I'm going back with this guy. I was expecting to use this bazooka or launcher or whatever you want to call it with the heavy gun or the G cannon, but they have the same problems. This is just impossible to wield over the shoulder with the articulation these guys have, and even under the shoulder it will always look a little bit awkward no matter what kit wields it. So a little bit disappointed. A little bit much perhaps, but hey, now we're getting on to the better accessories. We have the beam rifle. Goes into the hand just perfectly. And this is a much better fit. As you can see, holds it just like it should. Unfortunately, there's no moving here, and the handle is just sturdy. You can kind of hold it with both hands though. Then, oh yeah, before I forget about the beam bazooka, there is one more thing that kind of disappointed me. Unlike the Master Grade, this cannot be stored on the back skirt, which would have been a really cool thing, but quite unfortunate. Then we also get these blades that pop out of his shoulders, but here they just peg in there. I also gotta say, be careful when you're putting them in, because those flaps here are connected with pegs, and you wouldn't want to break those pegs, now would you? Move this arm down a little bit, and we peg this in. Come on. As you can see, it's a little bit on the fiddly side, but there we go. So unfortunately, they don't pop out like they do in the show. But yeah, what do you expect, really? Then other accessories we get. 2 beam sabers. Fortunately, they are the toothpick kind. Completely solid, just like the others from the F91 series. So we can't really blame the kit for having these when every other kit from the old F91 kits has them exactly the same. As I've also shown already, we get an extra head, just really cool. Almost, it's actually identical to this head, with the only exception being, of course, here we have the Gundam style mouth, and this is kinda a masked Gundam. It looks completely different and gives off a completely different vibe. Actually, it's kind of a bit scary when you look at it. And yeah, since there are enough Gundam heads around, I decided why not go with this. It's a little bit different. The final accessory we get might just be the coolest, the beam shield. There is, however, one problem with this, and it's something pretty much all the other F91 kits with beam shields suffer from. The shoulder does tend to get a little bit in the way, as you can see. So when you have those wing things out, it's really a pain in the ass to have a shield, because you can only have the shield like this. So what I recommend is, if you want the beam shield on, just pull these off. Come on. There we go. Put them to the side and have it like this. So without the wings, the shield does look pretty good. Can of course turn that a little bit. So one of the few F91 kits that can really pose with his shield. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? No. Now you might be thinking, why? This kit has fantastic articulation for its time, nice accessories for the most part, great color separation for the most part. So for its time, this kit was absolutely fantastic, and it's definitely one of the best of the old F91 kits. But I have 2 words for you: master grade. Yeah, this kit retails for around 1,400 yen, the master grade 3,200 yen, or 3,000 yen if you want the Harrison colors. So it's about twice the price, but the master grade was made at around the time of the 2.0s, meaning it has a full inner frame, amazing flexibility, so it more than justifies twice the price tag. And price quality, the master grade wins hands down. It's seriously not even a comparison. Even I didn't initially pick this kit up, because I thought, yeah, I might as well buy the master grade at a later time. And yeah, the only reason I bought this guy was I found him at a discount, and I thought, well, why the fuck not? I have all the other models, so I might as well get this guy if I can get him for cheap. Which is also kind of the only reason why you should buy him if you just want all the F91 kits. Other than that, there's unfortunately not a really good reason to buy this little old guy, unless you really want to see how model kits have progressed. But yeah, it's a great kit, but just not as great as the master grade. So yeah, a few comparison shots, just showing how small the F91 kits are. And the F91 Mobile Suit series next to the standard sized Jim Kai. And here he is next to a 144 scale standard size kit. As you can see, they kind of go up. And now for some in-universe comparisons. First with two smaller ones, the Denanzan and the gun tank. As you can see, it's definitely not the smallest F91 kit. But it's not the biggest either. So, that's all for this review, and see you guys next time.